We're underneath my 2012 Ram 2500 with the 6.7 liter Cummins. This particular truck has the BW44-46 transfer case, and that can be found on the side of the transfer case here, indicated by this tag. You see in the beginning of the sequence number 4446. And we're going to be changing the fluid in it for the first time. The truck has just over 30,000 miles, and we will be changing the fluid and putting in this Mopar transfer case fluid. As you can see here, it is for the BorgWarner 4446. So we will begin by taking the shield off here. There are 4 13mm bolts holding it on. And then we're going to be taking the fill plug off first, and then the drain plug. We're going to follow that order because sometimes people have these fill plugs jammed in there and they can't necessarily, break them loose. They're seized and they drain all the fluid out, and they can only to find out they can't put the fluid back in. So good rule of thumb is take the fill plug out first and then the drain plug. So we will get to that. Okay, as you can see, we now have this shield moved out of the way, and what I did here actually was I removed 3 of the bolts, and I left this one right here still in but loose, and I was able to rotate the shield, as you can see, just like that. I have all the room I need to do this, so makes this, lining up the holes later on in the process when you bolt this back on, make it easier. Okay, now we're going to loosen the fill plug just a little bit. So we're going to break it loose a little. Wow, that was loose. I mean, that moved with ease. See, the thing with these type of plugs, you gotta be extremely careful, as I'm sure the factory was, because this is aluminum and these could break, cause cracks and where they thread into probably pretty easily. So that's probably why this is pretty loose. But these things, they seal damn near on the first thread, so nothing, you don't have to go overkill on them. So that's why a lot of this still protrudes out of the case here. So, well, we have this, probably move it with my finger if I could. Okay, so that's okay. So we'll take this one out, drain the fluid into my bin here, and go from there. The drain plug was, loose too, just like the fill plug. So now I'm just gonna take it off by hand, let that drain. That's only about 2 quarts in there, and it was like a dam release when drain plug out. So be careful, because it made a little bit of mess over here, and it went past the cardboard here. But there's the fluid. Looks and smells a lot like transmission fluid, so we'll let that drip out a little bit more. Then we'll put new fluid in using one of those mini pumps. Here's what the old transfer case fluid looked like. Now with all the fluid drained, when I took this out, I cleaned it. I took off some of the old Teflon or thread sealant that was on it. Then I applied new Teflon tape, and my method of tightening this style of plug is tighten it as much as I could with just hand tight, and I just snug it with the tool afterwards. That has served me extremely well over the years, and never stripped out, never cracked anything following that method. Next, I'm going to be filling this tube with the fluid and putting it into the transfer case. And what I've learned is to put that plastic underneath the truck because it's probably going to be messy. So it's just a heads up. I pumped the new fluid in and I stopped just when it's starting to seep out, just like that. So now I will put the fill plug back in. Okay, it's all buttoned up now. I have the shield back in place. It completes the fluid change. Most important thing is just be careful tightening these. Like I said, method I've used over the years is just tighten as far as you can with just your hand and then snug it with the tool. That should be good. But of course, when you go for a test drive for the first, so many miles, when you get back, make sure to take a look, see if anything's draining. But I'm going to hit this up with some degreaser, hose it off. That'll be it. So I will see you in the next one. Take care.